Well, I'd like to welcome to the booth my old friend who I call Coach Jerry Gappens, General Manager of New Hampshire Motor Speedway. What brings you to Friday night football, Coach?
Well, I'm a Bedford resident. I have a daughter in the school system, and then I'm an old retired football player from high school, so I enjoy sports, and it's neat to see the kids compete. And it's actually my first trip to Bulldog Stadium and to see the team. And we just got done with our big NASCAR race last weekend, so I had this weekend off and thought I'd check it out.
Well, I figured after having two successful races, one in the summer and one now last weekend, the second in the Chase, that you'd be down in the Bahamas somewhere relaxing.
Well, that's not a bad plan, but we didn't make it there, so I at least got to the football field. And I love, as I said, sports. I love stick and ball racing, and I really enjoy college. And I remember, what Friday nights were about when I was in high school, and you look forward to that all week and to see the young kids doing that. And I was at UNH earlier this week and got to talk to all three of the major coaches there. They had a media day, and of course, Sean, they go up against Lehigh this weekend with UNH, and the Wildcats, looking good there. And then hockey practice started on Saturday, so Coach Emilio's there, and then basketball. So sports are in full bloom right now this time of year, but I'm impressed with what I'm seeing here on the field from Bedford.
Well, up at UNH right now, you got two Valus brothers up there working as a quarterback and an end, and now you got two cousin Valus brothers, so the Valus pedigree football is alive and well here in Bedford.
Yeah, I'm seeing that here tonight in this game. But I asked Coach Sean McDonough, I said, hey, I live in Bedford. And I said, Bedford's kind of got a little slant as being an affluent neighborhood. And I said, it's not exactly like the kids are having to fight over the last piece of meat at the dinner table. I said, how are their toughness? Because you got three of them on your roster. And he said, oh, believe me, he said, the Bedford boys hold their own. They're tough. They're very athletic. And he coached for a while at Manchester West when Bedford was feeding into that high school. And he said the Bedford guys were some of his best athletes, and he said they go toe-to-toe with anybody. And you see that with the success. For a high school, it's only been in existence 3 years, and look at how competitive they are with all the sports in the state championships. This team getting to 2 state finals. It's pretty impressive about the kids and the programs.
And this year, Bedford came up to Division I, the big boy division, as I like to say, and they're 3-0, and they're about to be 4-0 by taking on what was perennial, a very good Salem program over the years. But Bedford, under Coach Hines, has really brought these kids to play, and they're doing a great job.
No, it is, and they're moving the ball pretty well there. The defense, they've got a total package. I'm anxious to see how they maybe get to the state finals again. They're looking pretty good, and if they can keep everybody healthy, I think they'll make a run for it, and that's quite an accomplishment to move up to that upper echelon.
So let's talk a little NASCAR. We got race number 3 coming up. Where is it, and what do you expect to happen?
Well, they're down in Dover, Delaware. Dale Jr. Got the pole earlier this afternoon, and Jimmy Johnson's traditionally pretty tough there, and so was Brad Kozlowski. Got his only win in the Chase last year there at Dover, or the last one of the 5 that he had for the year. So I think this is a pivotal race, and you look at Matt Kenseth leading. Kyle Busch is second to points. They've been 1-2 in the first 2 races. And if Kyle continues to have good finishes, he could be tough. And Matt Kenseth doesn't make too many mistakes. He's pretty consistent all the way through. But if they have a bad race and opens the door for a Johnson or somebody else coming up through there, it could make it interesting. Harvick's kind of lurking around there. So I think after this week you'll see it get down to about 7 teams or 7 drivers that have a chance to win it.
Which is great, because that's what you want. You don't want one or 2 guys running away with you. You'd like to see 7, 8, maybe more in the chase.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this format as opposed to the season long, because usually after 36 races it's down to 2 guys, maybe 3 on a year. And the chase has put that excitement in that you see in stick and ball. Look at what we're seeing in baseball right now with these pennant races. They added another wild card. And it just it keeps the fans' interest up, and it gives the team a chance to compete in postseason, and I like that.
And what exciting things can we see up at the Speedway coming up in the future?
Well, the big newsmaker this week is I want to try to explore putting lights up for our July races. And I don't know if we could get it done for 2014, but 2015 we got a new television package with Fox and NBC. And the number one feedback I get from the fans on the July race is that heat. New Englanders don't do well with 90-degree heat and high humidity.
Who does?
And yeah, exactly. And so we're trying to look at putting lights up, and I tell you, if we did that, it would take that event to a whole new level. And you look at the popularity of night in all sports. But look what it did for Monday Night Football. If you think about it, it brought it to a new audience, a primetime audience. And New England hasn't experienced that. About 10 races on the NASCAR circuit are run at night. But I would like to bring it here, and I think that would be a big plus. And then having that Chase playoff race in September really is a great deal on our schedule, too.
Well, it's great having NASCAR in New Hampshire ×2. Some people aren't as lucky as we are. We have 2 races. I know I appreciate it, and I appreciate you coming by. Jerry Gappens, General Manager, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, at Friday Night Football here in Bedford.
I love it. I love Friday Night Football. You're doing a good job, Coach Mike, and I'm anxious for the second half here.
Good seeing you.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping.